The medicine ball is an awesome tool to create more club head speed and power, especially when you can throw it into a wall. But too often I see people make these 3 mistakes. No matter if you're an amateur, a junior, a senior, or a professional, we all want more club head speed. And if you already have a really high club head speed, you want to keep it for as long as possible. So that's why doing drills with a medicine ball is a great way to create more speed and power in your golf swing. It also improves efficiency as well, but that's more of like a swing coach thing that I won't really get into today. We're gonna talk more about the fitness aspect of it. So when we're using these tools, 3 major mistakes come up all the time. Number 1 is people use too much weight, too heavy of a ball. This one is only 6 pounds. So even someone like me that works out all the time, this is what I like to use because the goal is to move this ball fast. All right, we're not training to be slow. We're not training to do a ton of reps of these. All right, we want them to be quick and explosive. And you really can't do that with a heavy ball. So 6, 8, 10 on certain ones, but I really like to keep it nice and light. Number 2, kind of alluded to it just a second ago, is doing too many reps. If you do something for a long time, we all know you simply just get tired. So if you just rapid fire 20 reps of one of these balls into this wall, by that 20th one is gonna be nowhere near as explosive as that first one, right? Like it doesn't take, science and studies to figure that out. So I keep the reps low. Sometimes I'll just do 1 rep at a time, sometimes 3, and sometimes 5. Really depends on the movement, but I like to keep the reps very, very low. A lot of people have trouble doing that because they don't feel like they're really working out. You're not gonna get really, really tired, right? If you just do 1 rep at a time, it's gonna be super explosive, and that's going to train your brain to move really fast. Just think about that. How many reps can you do? If you have some really cool way to measure it where you can keep the speed up, so if that first rep is, 50 miles an hour, and that second one's 50, and the third one's 50, but the 4th one is 42, and the 5th one is 20, I'm just throwing out numbers just for fun. But you get the point. You want it to be explosively fast. So if it's gonna be going slower, then you're moving slower and you're training yourself to move slower. And that's not the goal. Number 3 is rest periods. If you are keeping the reps low, you may not feel really tired. So you may not feel like you need much rest, but your central nervous system does to come back and perform it explosively. Again, if you had a way to measure these, it would be really cool. So that way we can see how much rest we need to come back and still throw the ball just as hard. So sometimes you may need to take up to 3 minutes of rest between just a couple of throws. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but the thing is, you are training for explosive power. If you want to do cardio, go do cardio. Go do a ton of reps of something else. If you are trying to be explosive, you need to do a few reps, rest a long time, and use a light weight so you can train yourself to be fast instead of just training yourself to do a bunch of reps of something at a slower pace. All right, so those are the 3 biggest mistakes that I see all the time when people use medicine balls. So you've got to bring the intensity, you've got to keep the weights relatively light, keep the reps low so you can keep that intensity high. Same thing with the rest periods. It's all about the explosiveness, the performance of slamming this ball. And a final bonus tip, I do recommend a ball something like this. You don't want to use the round ones that are kind of like basketballs. If you slam those into the ground or you slam those into a wall, it may come back at you really fast. You could break your nose or miss some teeth or something. So be careful with that. But those are my 3 tips, and I hope that helps you train for more speed and power in the gym to take it out on the course.